Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to the inaugural stream for the final week of Mental Health Month, and the first of many wonderful streaming events that Take This is either doing or participating in all week. We're here to just have a good time, talk about various mental health issues throughout the week, as well as, well, hopefully raise some money. And if you feel so inclined to support Take This's mental health mission, go ahead and donate in the link below. But on top of that, we have a fantastic announcement to make about a partnership that Take This now has with the fantastic people over at Beetle and Grimm. But before we get into that, I want to thank Level Up Dice for being an amazing sponsor for this particular game, as well as very specifically the social media manager at Level Up Dice, Diana D'Amico, for doing all the back-end hard work and producing this. Should we introduce ourselves, gang? Yeah? All right. Well, you know what? Then let's start with Serena. Why don't you kick us off?
Hi, everyone. I'm Serena Marie. I will be playing Buster, an Aarakocra kiwi bird, who is an arcane trickster. And I'm very, very excited to play.
Yay! Justice, you want to take it next?
Yeah, hi, I'm the experience manager over at Level Up Dice and half of the team at Bard and Barbarian, and tonight I am happy to play a secondary rogue, also an arcane trickster, but I'm of the half-elf variety. I'm a little bit taller. May or may not be on the right side of the law. We'll see. We'll figure it
out. Always fun in a cop. Chris, you want to take it next?
Yeah, hi. I'm Chris Gates with Wormwood. Used to run conventions when conventions were a thing that existed. And now I'm running customer service. And this is my first time streaming D&D, so I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm playing Kags Jamesney. He's a 3-foot gnome, but he's 3 foot tall. Emphasis on the tall. I'll put it that way.
Oh, I can't wait to see what Corporal Kags Jamesney does, and appropriate hat to go with it. Kelly, you want to kick this off next?
I just wanted to share that my brother's name is Chris and my mother also confuses the two of us sometimes. So that works, you know, I mean, that you said my name and then mistook me for Chris. Anyway, hi, I'm Kelly, the opera geek. And I'm an opera geek. That's really my job. That's when opera was a thing that I could perform. Now I'm just a geek. And I'm going to be playing Tirza, who is a 6'4" Aasimar cleric, who may or may not be moderately obsessed with true crime.
Love this so much. And last but definitely not least, Tanya. Oh, you're muted.
I was trying to be good and not interrupt people. Hi, take two. My name is Tanya. I'm on Rivals of Waterdeep. I play Celise Astorio, a human paladin on that show. But tonight, I am playing Invictus Astorio, no relation to Celise, a half-orc ranger who is basically fueled by spite and caffeine.
Oh, much like me through grad school.
Yep.
Thank you so much. And looks like we got a wonderful raid. Thank you very much for that raid in the chat. Welcome, all of you. For those of you who are new to Take This's mental health mission, we were the very first nonprofit to serve the mental health needs of the game community. We've been doing what we do since 2012. Our best known program is definitely our AFK rooms, staffed mental health rooms at various game conventions. But tonight, we're just going to have a lot of fun and play a wacky cop caper with all of these people. And we've got some prizes. If you want to type in a exclamation point, Take This in the chat, you will be entered into the pool for one of our Level Up dice sets that we're going to be giving away at the end of this show. But also, you we'll see a link to Beetle and Grimm's website, because thanks to them, they have produced, along with Han Cholo, who designed it, the new Shield of Faith that Beetle and Grimm is releasing as of today. They're $20 on their website. All proceeds go to benefit Take This, and you will get 10% off your next order at Beetle and Grimm if you purchase one this week. What do you think, gang? Should we get into the adventure?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Okay, well, let's do this. All 5 of you are gathered solemnly around a fastidious oak desk. You see your immaculately groomed Captain Bolt staring at all of you. An awkward silence fills the air in his mahogany-scented office. Not a thing is out of place, including his beard. And he says to all of you, all you had to do was keep it from getting stolen. The one wedding gift that could not be stolen at the greatest wedding in the last century in this city, and you let it slip from your watch. Sergeant Invictus,
Sir.
you were in charge of this. How did this happen?
They were wily and got past us, though we were diligent.
They were wily.
So wily, sir. So wily.
So
Yes, sir.
wily that they made it past all 5 of you, plus the entirety of the rest of the constabulary that was hired to protect this wedding.
Aye, sir.
And that is your excuse. Wily.
Not an excuse per se, but an answer.
Detective Tirza, have you any clues that you've discovered?
Yes.
Yes. Do you care to share them with the rest of us?
At this time, no.
And this is a problem.
Well, I have to work on them in my lab.
You have to work on them in your lab. Meanwhile, the 2 most powerful guilds that have hated each other for the last, let's say half a century, if not longer, are threatening to upset the balance of the economy of this entire region. This was supposed to be a peace offering. This was supposed to be a forming of 2 families into one. And all you have to tell me is we are potentially in chaos because, quote, they were wily. And you have to work on the clues in your lab.
Yes.
This is unacceptable. This is thoroughly unacceptable. So I have a proposal for you all. Before I get home to my husband tonight, you will give me some advancement on this case. I deeply suggest that perhaps you go back to basics and examine the scene of the crime in the guild hall where the gilded lilac was stolen.
It's probably a good idea.
Yes, it is probably a good idea, isn't it?
Yes, we will be on our way immediately.
Yes, I swear to you upon my family that we will find this. I'm
I
sorry to
ask that you
disappoint
not swear to me upon your family. I ask that you swear to me upon your jobs.
Okay, that's more serious, probably.
We will swear to you upon the badges that we wear.
Yes.
Good. Corporal Keggs,
Yes, sir.
I have noticed that you have not had much to say in this.
Sir, I have to confess I wasn't in the room when it happened. You see, I was outside. I needed some fresh air. It was hot in there, and I Well, I thought the four of these could handle the situation, sir. If I'd been there, obviously, we would not be in this situation. I won't let it happen again, sir.
You see Captain Bolt's hands gracefully attend to his writing mat and adjust it a few millimeters to be completely parallel with every side of his desk. And he says, no, you won't let it happen again, will you?
No.
Dismissed, all of you.
Invictus snaps a salute and herds everyone out.
So, gang, where do we go from here?
I'd say back to that hall.
Look, I'd just like to point out that I didn't do this. Just before anybody starts pointing fingers, I didn't do this.
Same. I didn't steal anything.
Invictus is baffled.
As far as I'm concerned, all four of you are suspects until I think differently.
Whoa.
That's fair.
It's not fair. We're all cops. What do you mean? And you were missing. Where were you?
Me?
Far away from the thing that got stolen, that's where.
But you weren't on duty. You were outside getting air. A likely story.
Getting air? Everybody needs air once in a while.
There's air inside where you were supposed to be. I'm watching you,
Okay.
Kegs. I'm watching you.
And I'm watching you.
Yeah, you have to look up to watch me though. All 3 feet of you.
Well, as you all head your way back to the Great Guild Hall where the wedding was about to take place, I'll remind you of a few details of what happened that night. This was an absolutely opulent wedding between the daughter of the head of the Artisans Guild and the son of the head of the Bankers Guild. And you can understand why the artisans and the bankers have not probably been getting along for well over half a century, if not longer. No one likes to owe money to the banks, and they like to see a good profit. But this wedding between Violet Petrichor and Justin Armistice was set to mend all the differences and bring the families together and create a certain sense of stability amongst all of the basically keep the economy going. The guild hall is humongous. You see 24 distinct banners, one for each of the 24 guilds, major guilds of Crescent Hills, hanging in there. Archways spanning across the enormity of the Great Guild Hall. All of the finely crafted furniture has been pushed to the side. Things have been left exactly how they were the night of the wedding, with the exception of, police cloth marking it off so the civilians don't go in.
Are there any people around other than other cops?
There are no other civilians with the exception of those who work the Great Guild Hall.
Yeah.
The caterers are still cleaning up. The maintenance folks are still cleaning up. Other than that, it's empty. Oddly so.
Does anybody remember where the gifts were?
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
I honestly don't remember seeing them. I was very alert on the outside perimeter watch.
I have full confession to make to everybody here. I got distracted. So I feel like this is on me. There's a giant buffet, a dessert buffet, right? So I know where that is very well. I think maybe the gifts might be by it, but I feel like I really bummed this one up, you guys.
Was anybody
Well,
actually in the room then? Because Kags, you were outside. I was on the perimeter, and you were watching the buffet.
Eating
Did
them.
we
You
just
watch it.
really screw the pooch on this one? Were we all elsewhere?
I was inside, but I was not keeping an eye on the gifts the whole time. And our forensic friend here, where were you?
So Tirza has been looking around the room and like messing with something that was around her neck. And she pulls up, when she turns around, she's got these enormous goggles on that are like magnifying lenses. And she's just staring at all of you. I was in plain clothes. I was mingling with the guests. I was told to mingle with the guests. I was talking. I was sharing facts.
I'm going to point out to all of you that every single one of you would have noticed a 6'6" Asimir with big goggles parading through the wedding.
Oh yes, we all saw you. You were very undercover.
It's amazing how little people know about the history of the city. Did you know that in the year of the flatulent hedgehog, Crescent Hills saw no less than 3 serial killers? One of them was a clown.
What?
Mind you, he was a victim of the next serial killer who hated clowns.
Oh.
Tirza, focus. Crime here. Theft. We need you right there.
Gotta
What did
find
you hear?
clues.
Okay, so she'll rustle around on her belt and like pull out vials of powders and stuff like that so that she can dust for fingerprints. She's going to go over to the buffet and try to dust for fingerprints and observe any clues.
Okay, why don't you roll for investigation on that? And
Oh,
anybody else who wants to join in searching for clues, go ahead and roll for investigation.
Invictus does remember that there was a couple of tables laden with gifts because of the size of the wedding. One table would not have held them. So he's pacing around where he remembers the gifts being before things went to the void in a handbasket.
Well, this particular gift, the Gilded Lilac, this was hoisted on a special dais on the platform where the couple was to be wed. And it was there one moment and then gone.
Well,
I want to mosey on over to that area where we would have seen it, where the bride and the groom were, and I'll do investigation as well.
Okay, so one at a time for those of you who are doing an investigation roll. If you would kindly tell me what you rolled.
13.
13, all right.
oh,
19.
14.
19, all right.
15.
14, 15. Kelly?
I said 12.
Oh, 12. Okay. Well, let's start there. As, let's see here. As Detective Tirza goes over to dust for prints at the buffet, she notices that there's a boot under the table on the other side of the buffet as Detective Tirza looks around. This boot is occupied. It is also accompanied by another boot, which is also occupied. And you look up to the aproned form of Grug Whiskmaster, the caterer. A giant half-orc whose look just communicates, this is my food. You do not make modifications. She smells vaguely of lavender and flower dough. Can I help you?
I'm a police officer investigating the crime. And what Are you?
The only crime that was committed that night was someone threw my canapé away.
One moment, and she looks in. She pulls out her in her belt. She pulls out a little book, and she starts looking through the book for a good solid 5 or 6 minutes, just standing there looking through this book.
And she continues to stare at you, grasping her spatula threateningly.
Tirza finally closes the book. No, I'm sorry. I have double checked and I'm correct. That is not actually a crime in the laws and ordinances of Crescent Hills.
She shakes her spatula at you in an even more threatening manner. Well, it should be. One does not take my canapé and throw them away.
Well, I know y'all did a very decent hard-boiled egg. I was very fond of it.
Those were not hard-boiled eggs. Those were deviled eggs.
Oh.
She begins to sob.
Nobody
appreciates what I do, and turns around and walks away in a huff.
No.
For she is an artiste.
Sergeant?
Yes.
I have found a witness to the party.
You mean whoever that is that you sent off in tears?
Well, I didn't. But she tried to say something was a crime that wasn't a crime, and I had to correct her.
Tirza, we've talked about this. You don't need to be very literal in every moment.
But I do.
Where did she go and what's her name?
She went left. Her name is... She was wearing an apron and had a spatula.
Her name was Grug Whiskmaster.
Yes, but I didn't ask her that.
Oh. Sergeant Invictus, you would have been given a list of all of, in fact, all of you would have been given a list of all of the appropriate managers who were working that night. Grug Whiskmaster was definitely on that list. There is a note from your captain, from Captain Bolt. Canapé were atrocious.
I will not share that note from my captain. Is that all that I found on my check other than having this list?
No, on your check, you noticed that things were obviously amiss up on the dais where the gifts were kept. That you can't tell whether or not the things that have been knocked over, the candles, the candelabra and the vases, were due to the theft itself or the ensuing chaos after it was announced that the Gilded Lilac was missing.
Tirza.
Tirza turns to you. She's put her goggles back on. So she says, how did you get all the way over there?
I walked.
Mind you, you're right next to her, and she's just got a giant...
Yeah, just apply some of your powders to these things that have been knocked over. I'm gonna go find our Whiskmaster while you use your tools of trade.
Okay.
The rest of you don't see much else with the exception of Corporal Kaggs Jamesney. Corporal Kaggs, in his rummaging around, manages to find under the foot of Corporal Buster, or under Claw, as it were, a few errant threads that are incredibly out of place, given the tapestries and the table runners that were a part of the main dais. Bright lime green on a dais of purple.
Do I recollect like you said they're like odd colors? Is that what you said?
Extremely odd. You did not expect to find several threads of a silken lime green fabric underneath the table where the gilded lilac was. Instead, everything else is purple and blue. No ostentatious lime green to be found.
If I how many nights ago was it? Last night that the ceremony took place?
Just last night. This is an urgent matter. This threatens the economic stability of the entire city, let alone the region.
If I think about it really hard, do I recognize these colors as something somebody may have been wearing? Or
why don't you give me just an intelligence check?
Sure. Just a general.
And are you showing this to any of your other comrades?
What's that?
Are you showing this to any of your other comrades?
I haven't yet.
Okay. Well, give me an intelligence check to see if you recognize where this might have come from.
16.
16. No, it's just tacky. It is right there on the edge of memory. There is something familiar about this. Tacky, silken, bright, nearly day glow lime green.
Who's the closest to me right now?
The closest to you would be Corporal Buster, whose claw you found this under.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Dad, why are you staring at my foot?
Hey, Buster.
Yeah.
Buster, I think I found something. I keep it kind of quiet because I don't know who's listening.
Yeah. What'd you find?
I found these threads, these odd threads, these threads that don't match the color of the surroundings. You recognize this? Is this something that rings a bell? Something you remember seeing?
Oh, let me think. Can I roll to see?
Yeah, remember... why don't you roll an intelligence? Tell me what you got.
Cool. Oh boy, Buster. That is a 7.
Listen, when you are that close to the ground as a little kiwi, just searching for things, there are so many incredible smells, especially after a feast like last night. The carpets and the linens are still laden with the smells of smoked meats and fish.
I don't know where this. We should take it and bag it, right? That's like the first rule of a crime scene. You take it and you bag it. That's what Tirza tells me.
We should bag it, we should tag it, we should show it to the others, see if anybody knows where this may have come from.
Yes.
I don't want anybody of any of the workers around here seeing what we're doing, though. We don't need anybody catching on if they're involved.
Right, because everyone is a suspect, just like you said.
Everyone is a suspect.
Buster looks around like very suspiciously at everyone. She does like a sweeping, like narrowed eye.
Corporal Alamon, what is your passive perception?
Passive perception is 14.
Yeah, you definitely notice some whispering going on between Corporal Buster and Corporal Cags Jamesney.
I'm moderately tall compared to these fine folks. I'm gonna walk over just very confidently. Everything about Elmon is just confidence. Walk over. Can I snatch it out of their hands?
Well,
have you bagged it yet, or is this
roll an opposing dexterity check, Corporal Cags?
Yeah. Are you holding it, or am I holding it?
Oh, I think it was Corporal Cags who was holding it.
Cags who was holding it. Yeah.
So I'm just doing a dexterity check?
Yep, to see if Corporal Alamon is able to unexpectedly snag it from your grasp.
17.
Whoops. 14.
How do you miss? Justice, tell us how you fail.
Oh, well, just super confident. Walking over. What have you found there, little ones? And go to snatch it out of their hands, but kind of slip on the rug right at the last minute, and just do a little spin. And would you look at this platform over here? Have you guys found anything?
Hey, I see what you were trying to do. I see what you were attempting, and I don't appreciate it, Buster. No offense, Buster.
Hey,
No, that's Buster.
No offense, Buster. Listen, Almon, I'm going to let you in on this just because you're a part of the team. Doesn't mean I trust you any more than I did 10 minutes ago. We found something.
Right.
I show it to him, but I hold it very tight so he doesn't try it again.
What's the forensics officer doing as she finally notices they are roughhousing with the evidence?
She would run over extremely awkwardly but quickly, and just where did you find that?
it was under my foot. We were gonna tag it and bag it, but then we did it. I'm sorry.
And now you've touched it, and now your stuff is all over that stuff. So if it was any stuff I could use, there's no more stuff I can use.
Hey, my hands are clean. I washed my hands this morning. What are you saying?
I told you to wash your hands every time you come in a crime scene.
It's still morning. I figured that was good enough.
And she will like pull on these like thin leather gloves and reach out and very delicately take the evidence that's there and pull down her goggles and look at it as closely as she can.
I hesitantly give it to her. I jerk away at first because I'm not a very trusting gnome, but then I realize that's kind of her job, and I give it to her.
Before we get to that, Sergeant Invictus is off being big and sergeanty. Where are you investigating?
I'm investigating the way in which I could hear the sad cry of a disappointed caterer going away. And also, as another half orc, Invictus is interested in what he could glean from them as one half orc to another. And once he finds the trail of sobbing over whatever she's crying about, pardon me, are you Whiskmaster?
They made fun of my canopy.
He very awkwardly pats her on the shoulder. I'm sure it was lovely, Canopy. They have no taste. They're not half orcs. They have no taste. Ignore them. Those Azamar. They're
I
celestial.
found graffiti that called it Canapoo.
Who had time for graffiti?
It was in the bathroom stall.
Oh, pay them no mind. They have no taste. And he like tries to awkwardly hug her, even though he's like, the things I do for my job. There. I'll tell you what. I will.
She turns and blows her nose snottily into the shoulder of your uniform.
No. This is very much a buddy cop moment with oh god, what's his name? From never mind, I can't remember the names. The Lethal Weapon movies, Danny Glover.
Oh,
And even though he's not actually too old for this, that's what he's thinking. He's just like, I'll get you a tissue and maybe another shirt.
Don't use the good handhelds.
You blew your nose on me.
They really called it Canapoo. They're my signature dish.
Just give me a moment. And he like wipes himself off. He's just disgusted at this point. And he washes his hands at least 20 seconds. And brings over a clean towel and dabs at her face. Here, just get yourself together. Don't go out there and let those non-orcs see you bawling like this over food. Deep breath.
And her voice returns to a intimidating growl.
Are we not
I
orcs?
must bring myself together.
Are we not orcs?
We are orcs.
Do we care about their
Artistes.
trifling ideas about canapes? We do
Canapé.
not.
It's already plural.
I'm trying to help you.
I try to help the cuisine of the city.
All right, look. The caterers are always the people who see everything. I know how this works. My cousin's a caterer. What I
We
need
can
to
ask the
know
rest
is,
of the crew whatever you want to know. I am too.
look, you're the one in charge. I need to ask you
Seeing this
questions.
together.
Deep breath, suck it up.
Oh,
Those uncultured swine do not deserve you,
they are swine.
and swine do not get canapé.
No, swine get an apple glaze.
There you go. Now, back to business.
Yes, go
there
ahead. Go
anyone-
ahead and question whomever amongst my staff.
Well, I want to ask you a question now that you've composed yourself again.
She grasps her prized spatula sternly. It is scraping the emotions off the walls of her hurt.
Invictus has resolved to go get the strongest drink that he can once he is done and find and look through the apps and find some company for the evening, assuming he still has a job once this is all done. I just need to know, were there any people who suddenly turned up last night that weren't supposed to be part of your staff? Was there anyone that was new or was a last-minute substitution?
Well, there are always last-minute substitutions at an event such as this. The staffing requirements are monumental.
All right. No one that struck you as odd or suspicious?
Have you ever worked in a kitchen?
Not since I was 15 summers old.
Then you would know that everyone in a kitchen is odd.
You got me there. All right, well, if you can point me to where the staff would be, I will start questioning them along with my colleagues.
I sent them home.
He counts to 10 in Orcish before he wants to steal her spatula and throw it out the window. You sent them home. You sent them
I
home.
was told that I could send them home.
This is a crime scene.
I can't pay.
He's gonna grab her spatula and throw it
Oh, give me an opposed strength check on this.
because he is so done. He is so done.
Give me an opposed strength check.
I'm giving you a strength check. Hang on a
Oh.
second.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. I hope she rolls low. I only got an 11.
Oh, no. No. You struggle with it. You struggle with it. It's going back and forth, but you finally wrest the spatula from the Whiskmaster's hand and you hear it. Ah! What do you do with the spatula that you now have?
Question: how matched are we in height? Invictus is 6'5".
About the same.
I can't do like this. Haha, I got your spatula.
No, you cannot. You are about the same height. But the
Look.
sobbing and the screaming continues.
Does anyone else hear this?
Oh,
Yeah, I
they
was gonna
definitely all
say-
hear this. They all hear this.
I want to wait a minute to see if anyone else comes in before I do respond.
So in Buster's mind, because they were spending the most time at the food, immediately hears the sobbing of an artist, an amazing artist, and is just baffled, I think, at what's happening, and goes, okay, what? Do you need assistance, Invictus?
And he's just holding this, and he's wondering
The Whiskmaster could just.
So, I want
I
to
need
comfort her.
answers. Okay, go ahead. And Invictus now is like, the screech. You may be wondering how I got here. That is that moment he is having with this whisk and this sobbing other half orc.
Ma'am, we just calm down. I think we just need to ask you a couple questions. It's not a big deal. We just need to, we can do some breathing exercises together.
She looks around. She doesn't see where the voice is coming from.
It's okay. I'm gonna.
I reach my other hand down for Buster to run on my arm, up my shoulder.
You grab. So Buster is still an Aarakocra, so she is not the size of an actual kiwi. She's about like 3 foot though.
Okay.
So you're able to grab the scruff of her cloak and
I'm
hold
very
her up
gentle.
with her cloak. Yes.
And hold her like, oh god, like Invictus has one arm full of Aarakocra and the other is a spatula. It's like this very bizarre American Gothic moment.
Ma'am, we're here to help. We are just here to help. Hi, hello, my name is Buster. I am an officer of the law.
I need to report a crime.
Okay, all right. Well, what's your crime?
Her usual commanding growl is completely out the window at this point. I need to report a crime.
It's okay.
They keeps insulting my canopy. Second of all, this person is still my spatula.
I didn't understand what you said. I'm sorry. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I heard you say that somebody insulted your canopy.
2 deviled eggs. 3 deviled eggs.
3 deviled eggs. 4 deviled eggs.
This one has stolen my spatula, and this one also insulted my canopy. I said I need to sit down.
You'll get your
passes
spatula?
out.
Okay.
She passed out?
Things have
She
escalated.
began to hyperventilate, and you all hear a massive thud from this 6'5" half orc that just passes out into the kitchen. There's a clanging of pots from the other room.
Okay.
And always, because comedic timing is what it is, there's always that last pot that just lingers before crash.
Lower me down, please. I would like to hide her under the table.
I just kneel down and let Buster down. And what I do instead is I very gently place the spatula in her arms, fold her hands over her chest, and take an apron and lay it gently over her, and take another apron and roll it up under her head. It's like, hopefully she'll be calm when she wakes up and has her spatula.
Tirza would wander over towards the kitchen, finishing bagging it up, and she looks up and sees. Oh, go ahead.
Before you do, we cut away from this, Tirza, as you were
Okay.
investigating that. Give me an investigation check at advantage, because the rest of them were helping you with this.
The goggles, they do nothing? Oh.
No, the goggles, they are definitely giving you some insight into the fiber of the fabric.
18.
I might reward you just for a classic Simpsons quote. That was at advantage?
Yeah, because the first
That's
one was
fantastic.
5.
You actually do recognize this fabric.
Mhm.
Because you, unbeknownst to the rest of them, but surprising to no one, keep a catalog of various fabrics because it helps relax you. You who have a catalog at home of the various fabrics you encounter recognize this as one of the mid-range wares of a merchant who has who is often in the marketplace, who you know as Falstaff the Definitely Wink Honest. He is an infamous gnome that is of some disrepute.
I would know him more from my dealings as a cop than I would from my days prior to being a cop.
You would know him just as a general reputation, because Falstaff the Definitely Wink Honest, he's the gnome that you deal with when you need to.
Okay. So, having gleaned this, I will bag it. I will carefully mark it with this information. I will tuck it into my belt, and I will begin walking towards the kitchen, open the door, and as I'm looking down, and then say, Sergeant, and as I look up, I see what to Tirza must seem like a dream come true. She was like, we have a body.
No, we don't have a body. She just passed out. Calm down.
I'd like to follow in at this point and stick
That's
my head in and go,
disappointing.
Sergeant, that's usually my job. What'd you go ahead and knock her out?
I didn't knock her out. She got
Sure, I
verklempt over her
understand.
spatula.
She got
Don't-
a little out of hand. Gotcha.
I'm watching you.
Yeah, I'm in the kitchen now too, and I just look
Oh,
around
God.
and I'm like, what was all that racket?
Well, I was trying
Sergeant
to
knocked
be
out the suspect.
I
You
did
actually
not
all
knock out
notice
the
hands
suspect.
strewn.
Tirza wanders over to the icebox and opens it. Starts rummaging through.
You actually notice it's surprisingly empty, given the size of the event that happened last night. There is, however, a half gallon of milk that has been tipped over.
Milk?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Tipped over in the freezer?
In the fridge,
In the icebox?
in the icebox, yes.
Wow, Sarge, you really did a number on this room.
Was this room already like this? Do I need to catalog the room? Or did you do this?
I didn't do this. When she passed out, that's a whole lot of orc to hit the ground. She's the same size as me. If one of you knocked me out, and don't get ideas, do not get ideas.
It would be for science, Sergeant.
I think
What if we
not,
recreated
Tirza.
it? I think we
Oh,
need to recreate this event so that we see how the
Yes.
pots actually fall, Tirza. I think that's a
Yes.
great idea. Knock the sergeant out,
Buster
Tirza.
was here. No.
What?
No. Buster was here and can vouch that I did not knock anyone out.
No, she just passed out from fright.
You scared her. Oh, that's a good one. Classic move.
Distress. So, other than the kitchen, so the kitchen, did we go back into the kitchen or were we talking in front? Because I'm having a hard time.
So you all entered the kitchen. Well, you definitely did.
Yeah.
You definitely entered the kitchen when you were grabbed by the scruff and held up to the whisk master, who now lays unconscious in the thuddery that is below. And
Okay.
the rest of you who walked in to see all of the pans that had been, dropped in the general clang that happened.
Picturing
Where
a
are all the left? Oh, sorry.
the Asmar coming in the highest and then right underneath and then Cags down at the bottom, kind of the
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo
Oh,
look.
okay, Scooby-Doo style. All right. Peering around that corner.
Tirza would look around and look in the icebox and go, where are all the leftovers?
That's a good question.
My
Wouldn't
parents
she?
had a lot of parties. There's always leftovers.
I heard they threw them out because they weren't any good.
Well, they couldn't do a decent hard-boiled egg. They stuffed it with, ugh, it was disgusting.
The Sergeant Invictus is giving all of you the filthiest look. Look, people complaining about the cooking is why our one witness was so hysterical she passed out. Could you not?
We don't know
We
if
don't
she's
need a
our one
witness.
witness.
Well, the only one that we've found here so far.
Tirza found some fibers.
Yeah. They were under my foot.
Technically, Buster found them. Buster moved them from location. Buster did not tag them. Buster did not handle them with gloves. Neither did Cags. And then did Avelf, whose name I can't remember suddenly. I can't remember your
Aelmon.
name. I'm sorry?
Aelmon.
Aelmon. Then he tried to take the fibers and I had to rescue them, but I have the fibers.
I don't remember
They are
doing that.
bagged.
And they're in perfect condition. You're welcome.
They are not in perfect condition. I am not welcome. But they are from the marketplace, and I do recognize the fabric. It is from a rather shady gnome merchant.
Felstat the definitely wink honest.
Yes,
Oh,
Felstat,
Felstat.
definitely wink honest.
I know him. I work with him all the time on my undercover missions.
We all know that name. We all know Falstaff.
Yeah, everybody knows who Felstat is. Felstat is the gnome merchant who gets things, but you really don't want to ask details, and you don't check, or you make sure to check everything that Felstat sells you.
Hmm.
It fell off the back of a cart. Anyway.
Well, I
I
think.
find some of my best furniture that way.
Mm. Well, I think that we need to find our gnomish friend. Ailman, you said you work with him.
Oh yeah. He's one of my. Well, I actually work with a couple underlings that work at his facility. Anything that's going through the city that is a little questionable, we that's where we would find it. Absolutely, that's a fantastic start. In fact, if I were trying to fence something, not that I would, but if I were trying to, that's where I would go.
Buster, you were about to say something.
I think before we leave to go anywhere else, we should look at the room with the presents in it, or that the presents were in.
Well, I started to check, but then I was pointed toward, well, Invictus just points down like to her. So yes, we should do that. Good thinking, Buster.
Thank you.
Sergeant, how valuable is this gift?
5,000 gold.
You would know it is considerably more valuable than this. Actually, why don't you give me Sergeant, why don't you give me a history check? At advantage.
Good, because some of my dice a bit like lol now. Oh, that is so much better. A 17.
So you know this. The Gilded Lilac was created more than a century ago by one of the foremost jewelry makers of the Artisan Guild in Crescent City. But the banker who commissioned the piece, when they finally saw it in its completion, offered the artisan 50% of the commission price.
Oh, wow.
This sparked a huge rivalry amongst an already tense series of tense interactions between the Banker Guild and the Merchant Guild.
I will relay that to everyone in the party and emphasize that this isn't just a monetary value, a reason why we need to get this back. We need to get these two guilds on speaking terms again, or this could turn into way more trouble than we can handle.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's diplomatically valuable.
Yes, that's what I said.
So
because it's
who-
definitely not the most monetarily valuable thing that's been stolen in the city. I believe that's the giant golden spoon of St. Jason. It was stolen in the year of the desiccated koala.
Tirza, focus. Yes, and Buster, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was thinking, who would we know that would want the guilds to continue fighting, right? That's the only logical conclusion. Someone stole it because they benefit from them not being friends.
Why don't you give me a history roll? Anybody who's curious about that, give me a history roll.
Apparently, Invictus slept through history class on some days.
Nobody
History's
died in
unimportant.
this story, so she doesn't care.
15.
Okay.
Yes, 7.
Almond?
4.
4.
Almond don't-
History's
Almond
irrelevant,
don't
right?
care. You can't eat history.
Yeah.
That's like
Can't
much
fence
like me
history.
IRL.
Corporal Buster understands that that really the shipping guild is the only guild that might potentially benefit from this. All other guilds are at risk of suffering
Oh,
because the shipping guild has the opportunity. They can make money from other ports.
so they're not going to be affected either way. Or
In fact, this may benefit them as they will be the only guild remaining at least moderately strong in a weakened economy.
How does the criminal element feel about it?
I don't know, Corporal Alamon, you tell me how the criminal element feels about this.
What, me? What? Yes, the criminal element also thrives on the chaos that would ensue from something like this.
Buster relays all that information. And so, who do we know at the party that was connected to the shipping guild?
Well, the shipping guild was there.
The whole guild?
Well, the heads of it. All
Wow,
of the
okay.
heads of all of the guilds were at this gala. Absolute posh wedding. This was the wedding of the century. This was the wedding that was going to bring all the guilds together and strengthen the economy to the point that maybe even the economy of Crescent Hills was greater than that of the kingdom of...
Oh, I say we take it to the street. We gotta knock on some doors gently and ask who's inside. Guild, sorry, shipping guild people, but we need to talk to them, right?
I don't see why we got to knock so gently.
I mean, damage their door.
So let's take a break right there. We've been at this for an hour. Let's go to our station message. And everybody, thank you in the chat. We've got a really active and strong chat today. Thanks for tuning in for this one shot of Coppers with these fantastic, wonderful role players. Go ahead, and if you feel like supporting take this as mental health mission, there's a donation link in the area below. And on top of that, if we can reach a certain threshold, and I don't know which threshold we're at right now, but if we can earn $500 in this stream, we have a very special set of level up dice that we're going to give away. Mystery set. I have mine. It's wonderful. Every die is we're at over $100. Fantastic. Let's see if we can get that higher at over 500 for this stream, and then we can give away a very special set. We're still going to have other sets to give away at the end of the stream anyway. Make sure to hit exclamation point. Take this. 1 entry per person. But where we left it at with our interesting gang of coppers is it sounds like they have a choice to make. Go investigate the shipping guild or go meet Falstaff the Definitely Wink Honest.
Ooh.
I think I'd like to go chat with Falstad. I kind of have an in there, and I at least speak the language.
If I had encounters with Falstaff before, myself,
Every one of you has at least at one point dealt with Falstaff.
I'll go with you. He gives us gnomes a bad name.
All right, but let's, keep the fiery down. He doesn't respond well to that bad cop. Ooh, actually, good cop, bad cop. We could do that. I like that.
This is
Can
my
I be
good
bad
cop.
cop this time? I never get to be bad cop.
I'll be good cop, you be bad cop.
I know I'm supposed to be
Excellent.
impartial as the DM, but I really want to say this.
Bad cop, badder cop.
Oh no.
Yes, you know what? Absolutely. You play your good cop, and I'll play bad cop.
Wait, who are you winking at?
I'm not sure.
Am I bad cop or am I good cop?
You might be better at the shipping guild. They respond well to science. They like statistics.
I feel like you're patronizing me.
We could do good cop, bad cop.
Or like a medium cop.
Good cop.
Good cop, bad cop, medium cop,
Medium
tall cop, short cop.
Well,
I believe that the choice of who gets to be what role they want should go by size. I am the biggest. I would like to be bad cop.
Why does the biggest get to choose first?
that's literally what Invictus
Why
is
I
doing.
never win.
And Invictus is also like, and if we're going by that metric, I'm actually 1.5 inches taller than Tirza.
Is this true? Tears is shorter than Invictus.
Like
Tears is
that
6'4". Yeah.
Oh.
But also, side note for the GM, I know what Invictus's rank is. What is the rest of our ranks? Like,
So we're talking about that. You are the detective from the forensics lab. Everyone else is corporal. You're not really used to being a beat cop.
I'm a detective investigator.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
You are detective
Like on the
investigator.
BBC. Yes. Okay.
I'll be good cop. Buster's bad cop, and the rest of you can be lukewarm cops.
Huh, I didn't even know I could be bad cop. Yes.
Tirza will just make a. I'm going to my lab.
I could trade you. I could be snack cop. I'd rather that anyway.
What if I'm full size bad cop and you're snack size
yes.
bad cop?
I believe this is getting a little convoluted. Who will he know who to fear and who to like?
Well, snack cop is always good to hang out with.
Because you bring snacks. You bring the
I-
party with you.
Eat the snacks at the party.
That's exactly what bad cop is for, and good cop is good at his job, and he gets the information he needs by being intimidating.
So then,
I don't believe you understand. You know, I'm gonna let this play out.
So hold on. Who's going where is the question.
Oh,
I was hoping
sorry,
you would just
Sergeant.
assign us to go where, considering you're the sergeant.
I'm just going to, because there's only 5 of us.
But we
Tirza.
have the attitude of more than that.
Oh, you definitely do. You absolutely do. Kegs, you and our morally questionable colleague here, go speak with our gnomish friend. Everyone else, we're going to see the shipping guild.
So just the two of
It's
them.
not
huh?
a very nice
All right.
thing to say to Buster.
What?
hey,
We're
wait,
splitting up.
We're
More or
splitting up.
Not a thing to. I was talking to you.
Oh, really? Look at this smile.
Yeah.
Look at this smile,
And that's why I said it.
Sergeant.
Corporal.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. So.
3, 2, 1, break.
Oh my god. Okay. So, let's start with so the Invictus, Sergeant Invictus, Buster, and Tirza. Unless Tirza, did you really, screw you guys?
No,
and go
she
and
just
help-
threatened.
Oh, okay. So you all
She doesn't get in the
head-
field much.
You're so excited. But the three of you leave the guild hall, and you are actually in the guild circle, a somewhat isolated and gentrified area of the city where all of the guild headquarters are around a giant circular park. And just across the park is the shipping guild, appropriately closest to the water. And as you cross the park, and the usual the usual crowd of a park will be there. You've got buskers every single possible place. You've got the jugglers. You've got the people with the weird devil sticks or whatever those things are called that are just way harder than they look. And you've got singers. You've got ham boning. You've got all sorts of things going on. It is a lively place around this well-attended park. And you find your way to the guild hall of the shipping the shipping guild, and it is practical, oddly boxy, or maybe appropriately boxy.
So brutalist architecture.
Sure, we'll go brutalist architecture. I believe he was a famous orc designer of the previous century. Brutalist.
Brutalist
Maximus.
cactus. Maximus cactus.
Brutalist Maximus Cactus. Oddly, he was known for his kind and warm hugs.
Canon.
To make up for his architecture.
For his architecture and his name.
Yes.
But but anyway, you find yourself there. It's oddly empty.
Wait, a whole guild hall is entirely empty?
The lights are off.
Is the door unlocked?
Nope.
Oh.
And
And
as you're humming, Buster is already curiously walking up to the door and is casually trying to pick it. You didn't tell her to pick it. She just knows that this is what she'd like to do.
Okay.
Do the rest of you
Sergeant.
notice Corporal Buster picking the locks?
If Invictus does, he just gives her a good idea, kind of a little nod.
Tears is looking around and, assuming there's a little yard, a little courtyard. Did you know that in the year of the bathed raccoon, the head of don't laugh, Dr. B. The head of the shipping guild was assassinated by the head of the Assassins Guild?
Whoa. I furiously start unpicking it. I feel invigorated by that tale, that fact.
Oh my God. Okay, so actually, as you're looking
To be fair, it
around-
was nothing personal. It was just business.
Corporal Detective Terza, as you're looking around, you notice that the shipping guild sides are completely right angle.
That's very difficult to do.
Meanwhile, why don't you give me a sleight of hand check, Corporal Buster?
That is a 22.
You are just, as everybody else is staring at the jugglers and all the other buskers that are going on, there's even a barber surgeon quartet coming from about 50 feet away. They're really good. You just kind of get your thieves' tools in there and click, and the door swings open with to an empty hall.
So now Tears is distracted by the barber surgeons who are singing, and she turns to look at Invictus again. Sergeant,
Yes.
did you know that in the year of the chaotic goose, a barber surgeon set up shop? There was a meat shortage. It was a tragedy. Is the door
Was his
open?
name Sweeney by chance?
How did you know?
Random odd facts you pick up around your friends
Are
that
you
love.
reading the books I lent you?
And he kind of scuffs his toe, perhaps.
I'm so happy.
Corporal
I'm-
Buster, what are you doing in all this? As they're reminiscing on this barber surgeon who killed the chaotic goose.
So Buster they, pick the lock open with like this determination. As they're chatting, Buster kind of slips in the building. She just kind of walks inside.
What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is, oh no, hold on. Sorry. It is, oh God, 13.
As you peer your beak inside the empty guild hall, you see a flick of light dash out the back end of the hall as quickly as possible.
I've been waiting to say this all day, and Buster yells, "Stop, police!" and just starts running after them.
That got Invictus's attention. And this 6'5" tall half orc goes barreling after Scooby Eric Okra. Tirza, follow us!
Wait, what? Oh, and she starts very awkwardly running. If you've ever seen someone run who's it's like their legs aren't communicating with the rest of their body.
I'll take me during my teen years for 500, Alex.
Or just me now. That's just how it works.
Oh, just as an aside, at some point I really want to incorporate a short priest in this, just so you can run past and see a little priest.
Just a bit of.
Is he really good?
He's too good at least.
Sir, he's too good at least. Musical joke. But anyway.
Nerd time.
Anyway, so all of you are off in as a shot. Sorry, Corporal Buster, I imagine looking a lot like the Roadrunner. Just Sergeant Invictus looking determined. And Detective Tirza somehow defying gravity as a collection of knees.
I look like one of those dogs when you put the boots on them and they can't quite walk. But I'm trying to run.
Oh my God, kitten mittens. Oh, oh Lord. So you're all off like a shot against this. Everybody, please give me a athletics check.
Egg nabbit.
Oh boy.
God, I can't read these Egyptian font dice. Oh God. I am failing. I'm
18.
Failing. Oh, thank goodness for pluses. 12.
So 12, what do we have?
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
That doesn't sound good.
Oh, Detective Tirza.
Natural one!
So, I'm sorry to say, as Sergeant Invictus and Detective Tirza squeeze through the gates of the guild hall, the collection of knees that somehow defies gravity under most circumstances became a slowly falling gazelle into you.
Me.
Into you, Sergeant Invictus.
Oh boy. Can I at least try to catch this awkward gazelle?
Give me an athletics check or acrobatics at disadvantage.
At disadvantage? No.
You're about the same size. That's like 300 pounds crashing into you.
Oh.
Wait, how much do you think I weigh?
Well, you're 6'5".
And I'm 6'5", and I'm half an orc.
Okay, 6'4".
What?
You're an Asimir. You've got a sturdy build.
And you've got wings. Oh my God, my dice hate me. What am I doing? Athletics, you said?
Uh-huh.
Oh, thank God. 13.
13. You managed to catch Detective Tirza, but just barely. It stops your movement.
Oh boy.
At least for the time being. But meanwhile, Corporal Buster is after this light. We don't know what it is, but she is after it.
can I? Is it just a blinking light, or is it just a? Is it on all the time? Like, what does it
Well,
look like?
what you saw leave was just a steady dim light, kind of like a candle in a wind lantern,
Okay.
hurricane lantern. Excuse me.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you see it just boom, 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 going after. As soon as you get through the doorway in the back end of the hall, you see it again, and it disappears.
No. I wanna cast Mage Hand, and I wanna see if I can swat it.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check just to see if you're fast enough to do this, because it's about 30 feet away from you by the time you get there. It did not roll well. It is unwieldy, whatever it is.
Okay. Boo. Okay. Not very good. That is a 10.
Just missed it. You realize that mage hand, your little flightless wings craft the mage hand away, and it barely misses it. As you see this candle in the hurricane lantern just boom, dart out the left side of the back end of the hall.
We just want to talk, and I'm just running it after it still.
You hear a slam of the door.
I'm gonna go to the door. I'm gonna run to the door,
Mhm.
and it's locked. I'm assuming, right?
Check.
Is it locked? Okay.
No.
I'm checking it. What? Yes, I burst it open and I continue going. I'm running into danger.
Roll dexterity.
Yeah, all right. That is a 13.
Oh, you're lucky.
Ooh.
An arrow embeds itself just over your head in the door frame as you see this candle continue to flit out the next into the next hallway.
We don't want to hurt you. We just want to talk, please. Just gonna...
You hear another door slam in the distance. Meanwhile, Sergeant Invictus, Detective Tirza, you manage to get yourselves up. You hear the slamming of the doors off in the distance and the back end of the guild hall.
Oh boy. I am running toward the sound. And hopefully, like I've gotten Tirza to her feet, but I am booking it so that we don't lose whoever this is we're chasing.
Mm-hmm. So you're booking it. Why don't you give me another athletics check?
Oh boy. I'm the clumsiest half-orc known to creation. Oh, thank goodness. 26.
You're out of there. You are running after this thing.
All right. And I'm guessing I can hear our little Aarakocra friend and the slamming of doors.
Are you
It's just
being
a bunch
subtle?
of pleading. No, you hear like loud pleading, like, stop, please. I just want to talk. I don't want to use force. Don't make me use force.
And you get to the door where Corporal Buster is, just as you hear an arrow thwang into the door frame. It also makes that very satisfying ruler noise as the ruler is on a desk.
Oh. Well, that happened. And it's the door I'm just going through.
It's the door you are about to enter, where you know that Corporal Buster is in that room pleading for this person to stop.
Can I rip the door off and use it as a shield?
You roll and you tell me. You roll a strength check on that. Give me athletics.
I'm showing you this because I literally got the same roll back to back. It is. Oh, it's green. You can't see it. I rolled a 17 and my athletics is a +7, so 24.
Oh, you take that door right off the frame, and all of a sudden your crowd control training comes into play.
Oh yes, I have the door, and basically I use the handle to hold it, and I'm like, Buster, get behind me.
Okay. Yeah, you have a whole ass door, a whole door. I'm just hiding behind you. Yes.
Detective Tirza finally catches up as you see the door getting ripped off its frame, being used as a riot shield.
I don't think that's in the standard procedure book.
This isn't a standard procedure.
You all hear
Okay.
the slam of another door and another as this, whatever it is moving as fast as possible to get out of this guild hall.
Buster,
is
chase
it dark?
them.
Is it
It was
dark
a-
back here?
You said,
Is
is
it
it
Say that
dark?
again?
Is it dark
It is
back
dark.
here?
It is very dark back here.
So okay, Tirza yanks a thing down from inside her extremely messy braid that probably looked a lot better this morning, and casts light on it, and now she's got like almost like a headlamp, so that they can all see.
So you're casting the headlamp on the door in front of you.
No, on my headband.
So now
And
you
now
can
I've
see
got
the
a
giant
headlamp.
door in front of you.
Yes. Oh,
The
this is a
giant
very
riot
short
shield.
hallway.
I saw a light, a tiny glowing light, and I was trying to chase it, but suddenly it was closing doors, which is
You hear another door slam. It's getting
Oh.
more distant. It's getting more distant.
Buster, go.
I just go. I'm so fast.
And Invictus drops the door and follows, because basically Invictus didn't want any more arrows to come out. Get that close to us.
Okay, so you're going with them. So as Corporal Buster opens the door, Sergeant Invictus is closely behind. I assume that Detective Tirza is lighting the way to the door that is blocking the way for everything
Yes.
else.
No, I've dropped the door.
Oh, you've dropped the door. Okay, so you're just
Yeah, I
going
dropped it.
forward. Okay,
Yes.
all three of you are chasing after this thing, and as you make it out into the night behind the shipping guild, you see a jaunty light carrying off into the distance. It's about 100 yards in front of you at this point. And it is heading straight towards the docks.
Buster,
Yes, as we're running.
you're the fastest. Catch them. I'll catch up with you.
Yes, Sergeant. And I start running as fast as I can. And in front of me, I'm also casting Mage Hand, but I'm doing this with it. So it's just like swatting with my Mage Hand in front of me to kind of give me a
Oh.
little extra distance. Yes, I'm doing
So
this.
you're basically fishtail slapping all the people in your way to get them out of your way.
Yep.
I love this use of Mage Hand. I approve of this. Just boom, 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 boom. Kiwi coming through.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you do that, we are going to cut that scene right there. And we are actually, it is 6:25 Pacific, 9:25 Eastern time. And thank you for VA Ventar for the raiding party of 9. We are taking a 5-minute break right now, gang. I know some of you have some food that you were kindly not eating on stream. Why don't you go ahead and do that? And in the meantime, I'm going to go take a bio break, do whatever you need to do, get a drink of water, and we are going to come back to see how Corporal Alamon and Corporal Cags Jamesney are faring with Falstat, the definitely wink honest in the marketplace. But yeah, take a 5-minute break. I'm going to chat with the chat. Hey, gang. Hopefully, how's everybody doing tonight? And welcome to all of you raiders. For those of you who are new at the stream, we are doing a special one-shot to help kick off the final week of Mental Health Month and a week of streaming that Take This is going to be doing either here or with various other, folks throughout the week. And if you noticed, we're looking at the donation link below. We are also raising money. We are going to have some giveaways from Level Up Dice, who happens to be the sponsor of this show, as well as an announcement that we made earlier. Beetle and Grim, they're just absolutely. It's in chat, not below. My apologies. I just got a note from our producer that the link to donate is in chat. But we also we've had a great couple of months working with Beetle and Grimm, who today announced the Shield of Faith, a charity item that is all to benefit Take This. And what's really cool about it, first of all, it's designed by Han Cholo. Secondly, if you purchase one this week, all the proceeds just go to Take This to support our mental health mission, but you also get a code for 10% off your next order at Beetle and Grimm. So, thanks. I didn't realize that Wormwood rated us. I gotta love the folks over at Wormwood. How is everybody doing? I see some familiar names in the chat. Snuggy, how you doing? Oh, that's fantastic. How big, like Seven Spoon, how big is the badge? It is meant to be worn on the lapel. That's the Beetle and Grimm Shield of Faith. How long is the stream being going for? We're going to go till 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern time. So we got about an hour and a half. Boy, so many people are here. This is fantastic. And I'll tell you what, if we can raise $500 in this stream towards Take This's mental health mission, we are going to have a special giveaway from Wormwood Dice. And if you want to enter for all of the Wormwood Dice giveaways that we're going to be giving away at the last part of the stream, go ahead and hit !Take This, all one word right now, !Take This, and you'll be entered. Oh yeah, we can do better than that. Well, I'll tell you what, if you think we can do better than that, I know if we do if everyone, it's exactly right. If everybody gave $1 or $5 or whatever you can, because every dollar helps with our mental health mission, we'll get to that $500 mark real quick. If everybody wants to give $10 to our mental health mission, I know we have an even more special giveaway from Level Up Dice. It may be somewhat similar to this little rattling beauty that is one of my favorites. So, support is the Nightbot censoring itself? I love the Nightbot. It is so effective. It is censoring its own link. This is fantastic. Oh. Whoa, the Nightbot really is hardcore. Boy, Nightbot needs a breather. So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. This is hopefully you're all having fun. We're having fun already. This is just a fantastic time. But yeah, this is. I got to tell y'all, this is actually my first time DMing on stream for anybody, and I could not have asked for a better group to stream with. Snuggy, the Beetle and Grimm shields are not numbered as far as I know. I can certainly ask them, but I have not asked. But I'm going to be really excited to order some for myself because I know that Beetle and Grimm has got some great stuff because they, of course, loaded up for convention seasons, and conventions aren't happening right now. And I'm going to take advantage of that 10% off because they've got some great stuff over there. They're a great organization. Well, thank you, everybody. That's very kind of you. But it is getting hot in here, so I'm gonna do this. Oh. Woo. There we go.
What is the pattern on the tie? Now I'm curious.
This is a collection of D20s. This is one of the two D20. Well, this is actually one of the 3 D20 ties I own from the Etsy shop. I'm going to give them an absolute shout out. Dapper on Arrival. They make just about all of my bow ties now.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't
Wow,
realize how warm it was in this room. What's that?
No, I'm looking at the chat while we wait for people to get back and whoever's behind take this evening. It's like they're all going to die now. Thanks. Wow.
I strongly suspect that is our. Well, are we at $925 on the Tiltify right now?
Yes. Let's check.
My goodness.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
go to. No, you were at $1,135 on Tilt 5.
What? Oh my goodness. We're at 1135 right now, gang?
Out of
What
the
is
total.
this?
Amazing.
What is this ridiculousness that you're all doing? That's amazing.
Supporting Take This.
That is so amazing. Broke 1,000. How much further can we get with this to support Take This's mental health mission? Because I'll tell you what, just as a heads up to all of you, as we've pivoted away from doing conventions, we have started cranking out more at Take This, more content than we have ever cranked out before. But one of the things that people may not realize is Take This is a super teeny tiny organization. We technically have 3 staff members, and none of us are full-time. We have a couple of other contractors, but that's it. And if you want to see us creating more expert articles, more mental health minutes that we've started doing, your support is imperative for us because we want to be able to pay people to do it. We want to get the best people doing it, and we can't just ask volunteer, expertise all the time. We want to be able to give people a little something for their time and effort. So that's what a lot of that's really what all the donations are going towards, helping us further our mental health education mission. But on that note, how about we get back into this? And when we last left our strange gang of cops or band of cops, we had, Scotty's here. We had Corporal Buster, we had Detective Tirza, and we had Sergeant Invictus all running towards a running away little speck of light through the crowd. Corporal Buster using her mage hand very creatively to slap away the crowd, fishtail, which is a very satisfying thing to do. It's fun, but I don't encourage it. But let's cut over to Corporals Alamon and Corporal Cags Jamesney as they go through the marketplace of Crescent Hills in search of the gnome merchant Falstaff, the definitely Wink Honest. As the 2 corporals enter the marketplace, doesn't matter what time of day it is bustling. Your senses are assailed by the cacophony of merchants barking for people to buy their wares, for people to come to their shop. And it's a sensory overload. Spices are filling up your smells. You can almost taste the meats on a stick that people are grilling all around you. People are gathering to find more buskers. It is late night. It is a party going on. People are staggering around you.
I'd like to approach a food stand and flash my badge and just take 2 meat sticks and walk away and hand one to Cagney.
Sir, I believe that you are not allowed to abuse the authority of your badge and take my food products, sir.
No, I'm pretty sure I'm with we're fine. It's okay.
No, sir, I believe that you are not allowed to do this. For I contacted your Captain Bolt not 2 weeks ago to complain about some similar happenstance that was going on that allowed me to lose some of my profit margin. I also will need to report this to the Merchants Guild, who have a stance on this.
All right. Well,
I look at Elmo with disgust. I'm just giving you this eye, shaking my head.
I also
do you not like the meat?
Sir, that would be 1 gold piece a piece.
How many were taken last week?
Yes.
You had this
is
problem
a
last week.
special sort of beef that has been imported from a faraway land where the cattle are massaged by 3 different gnomes on each leg. They're stacked up on top of each other so they can reach the top.
A gold piece each?
Yes.
That's pricey. Why did you stop at this booth, Kegs?
Look, I was about to give you what we owed you for the food, but the prices that you're charging, this should be a crime.
Right.
Well,
this is robbery.
This is grade 5 fine dwarven beef.
I'll pass him 2 gold and roll my eyes and say, next time that you have something go missing, maybe the police won't find it, and I'll just walk off.
Sir, what is your badge number, by the way?
He didn't see it.
What's your badge number?
I will cast minor illusion to show that my badge number is 1111.
What's
As I show it to him.
what's the save to get past that illusion?
There's not one.
Oh, what's the save to get past that illusion?
Oh yes, investigation. DC. I don't know. Somebody help me.
Doesn't matter. He rolled high.
Okay.
Unless it's like a 22 DC, and I know it's not.
No, definitely not that. That
He
didn't work out
sees
well.
he definitely sees the number on your badge. It as 24601. Sir, I believe I will be. If you, that is a threat against my business, and I will be reporting badge number 24601 to Captain Bolt.
Okay. Yes, and
Thank you for the gold.
that didn't
You
go
can
well.
continue on your way, or you continue arguing.
Nope, I'm not. I'm gonna I'm gonna nudge Kags and say, "Way to get us in trouble," and then start walking off.
Hey! Nudge me again.
Why is nobody like me? What is going on tonight? I'm usually very.
We don't have time for this. You know where Falstaff may be? Then lead us there.
Oh, yes, sir. You mentioned Falstaff.
Do you know him?
Well, everybody knows Falstaff. He's definitely Wink honest.
Do you know where he might be?
Well, he, so we found him more along the edges of the southern part of the marketplace for right now. So I believe he could still be found there if he hasn't been chased off already, because he, much to my chagrin, was selling forged dwarven beef. I will be
He
reporting him for
forged
that
the
as
beef.
well. It is fake dwarven beef.
Oh,
You can tell from the marbling.
of all the stands and all the places, why did we have to stop by yours?
Because my beef is delicious.
You know, it actually is really good.
Thank you. Come back again. Pay for it this time.
I paid for it this time.
Pay for it next time.
Can you point us in the direction?
Southernly.
Do I have any reason to suspect that he's
No.
telling the full truth?
No, you get the impression that this particular merchant is almost offensively honest and offensively earnest.
Okay. All right, take a bite of my meat stick that we've now paid for. And I say,
Grumble.
Let's go, Alan. We need to find Falstaff. He's the one that we need to speak to.
So as you work your way towards the southern port of the marketplace, again, you've got people approaching you, asking you to buy their late night wares, shoving mugs of ale in your face, and in other words, just trying to get you to spend as much money as possible on their stand. You make your way to the southern portion, and there you see, a little bit isolated, you can tell that whoever set this stand up is meant it to be both conspicuous and out of the way. And at this stand, you see skein after skein of fabric on one part. You see row after row of meat on another. And in the center section, you see various tchotchkes. But at the front of it, barely peering over the counter, you see an earnest and affable looking gnome who is smiling at you with the biggest smile anyone could muster. Hello.
Do we recognize him?
Oh, you definitely know that this is Falstaff, the definitely wink honest.
Does he recognize us?
Hello, Corporal.
So yes. Falstaff,
Yes.
listen, I'm gonna be straight with you. Today I'm good cop, he's bad cop.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at his fabric. I want to look at his fabric and I want to know.
I've always thought both of you were quite excellent cops.
Thank you.
Fine. He's fine cop, I'm better cop.
I
Nice
don't believe you
fabric you
understand.
got. Falstaff. Do I recognize any of the colors in these fabric? Do I recognize it from the threads we found?
You, as you look around on the skeins of fabric hanging on the left side of the cart, you recognize one of them. It looks offensively neon green.
Hmm.
It's like you see this fabric as a whole, and it's almost as if Neon and Dayglow and Lime got into an argument and couldn't decide which one won.
Falstaff, there was a big to-do recently. The guild hall,
Yes.
that whole marriage thing.
Yes.
Were you there last night? I know that you, a fine, upstanding citizen, wouldn't be up to anything, and I didn't know if you got an invite.
Well, I didn't get an invite, but I was there, yes.
You didn't
So
get an
you
invite,
snuck
but
in.
you were there.
Oh, I didn't sneak in. I was working.
Oh? What were you
Catering.
selling?
Did you try the canopy?
I did. I thought they were canapoo.
Defacing government property. I'm gonna pull out a notebook and just start writing. I'm not actually writing anything, but I'm just writing.
He's
just-
attempting to peer over, but it's very difficult.
I'm taller than he is. Certainly, yes. So you were part of the catering staff of crap. Whisk.
The Whiskmaster.
Whiskmaster.
Grug Whiskmaster.
Grug Whiskmaster.
Yes. Earning a little extra shop money. Unfortunately, the selling of fine dwarven meat, the dwarven beef, hasn't been profitable.
Yeah, I
They
heard the market's
accused me
down
of
on that.
having illicit, fake dwarven beef.
What do you charge for your dwarven beef?
A 1 gold piece per stick.
That is the going price, isn't it, Kegs? That's what we just learned. Were you
Seems expensive to me.
and last night, what were you wearing? Were you in the tabard of everybody else there?
Well,
You wearing
I
the
don't
catering
know.
clothes?
Well, I was, yes.
That cloth there, that terrible, terrible cloth.
My
and I'll point it-
finest cloth, yes.
Sure, yeah, that offensive to all things fashion. Did you sell anybody that cloth recently?
Yes.
And who did you sell it to?
I surely can't reveal the elite clientele.
Oh,
I-
surely you can.
Can
I
reach
surely
in?
cannot.
If I reach over the counter, can I grab him? Like, am I within reach of him?
I mean, the counter's fairly wide.
Can I hoist my 3-foot body up on top?
So you're barely staring over the counter at him as he's barely staring over the counter at you.
Almon, give me a boost.
Certainly. I'll pick him up and set him on the counter.
Okay, so you're standing on the counter and you're staring down at the other gnome. Oh my!
I just looked down at him and I said, listen, Falstaff. I know your reputation around here and you know mine. And I don't want to waste any more of your time, and I'm sure you don't want to waste any more of mine. So why don't you just tell us what we need to know?
Perhaps you could make it worth my while?
Can I sleight of hand him a gold? I don't want Kags to see me actually giving him a gold, but I'm going to say, now, there, and grab his hand and just kind of like reaching over the counter. Surely you just want to help us out of the good of your heart.
My heart, he jingles something, feels a little light today.
Oh, certainly not. You have a heart of gold, my friend.
I have a heart of, jingle, 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 10 gold, perhaps.
A heart of 10 gold? That is quite a lot for a civil servant, my friend. What if your heart was, what if you had a heart of gold and a favor? You had a favorable heart of gold.
And a favor. Could always use a favor. Could definitely use a favor.
Civil, like,
yes,
fine. My heart of the civil servant.
You know, it is a coincidence that the cardiac structure of my elite beef cows has 5 valves. This would work.
Gross. Yeah, I'll yes, 5. Now is this 5 gold? 5 gold and a favor, the heart of this, or you know, 5 gold straight?
Yes, yeah, definitely the favor.
Certainly, you certainly do have a favorable heart of gold, and I'll shake his hand again.
Mm-hmm. You stop him from stealing your watch.
Wow.
But
I am just
what's that?
Poor Aelmon tonight. I'm telling you.
Yes. Well, that's just a wonderful transaction, isn't it? I'll tell you what. This lovely, lovely, fashionable fabric from the tropics of the great continent. He's pointing to the hideous cacophony of green that just assaults your senses the more and more you look at it. It's become an intricate weaving plaid hallucinatory experience of green. This was sold to the daughter of the shipping guild head.
The daughter of the shipping guild head. Well, that is a very kind, out of the favor of your golden heart, for you to offer
All
that
5
information to
ventricles.
us. Yes, all 5 ventricles. Do you mind if we take that bolt of cloth with us?
Yes. That would be another 50 gold.
We'll return
I need
it.
it, Almond. Was she there last night?
I don't know. There were a lot of people there.
I don't believe I saw her, but I was really not paying attention. Maybe one of the others saw her. Now that we have a face to go with this beautiful cloth, maybe we can put 2 and 2 together.
That will be 50 gold, please.
For what?
The bolt of cloth.
Oh no, I don't actually want to take it. That's fine. Just thinking through the process here.
Well, if you would step aside and certainly leave leave it away for other people.
Kags, you got anything else for this gentleman?
Can he see the product clearly from where he's standing?
Oh, certainly. You can see everything. Everything is in bright display. You just, he wants to sell his wares, and some of it is absolutely ostentatious. Probably that a sailing green is the worst of it, but there are mixed metal spatulas on the back wall of the center panel. It is just a horrid mix, all of it.
How much does a bolt of cloth weigh?
Well, it weighs about 50 gold.
Go ahead.
Well, but what you know at this point is that, all you've gotten out of him at this point is that this fabric was sold to the daughter of the head of the shipping guild.
This is a unique cloth. Have you sold this beautiful, beautiful cloth to anyone else recently?
I feel like I need another heart of gold for that.
It's, my heart is feeling very light right now with the joy of the recent festivities.
Light heart. That's good. Go frolic.
Can anybody else see us? Is there anybody else?
There's a crowd around. I mean, there are no shortage of other people around in this bustling marketplace. This might be on the edge of the marketplace, but it is still bustling.
I grab a meat stick and I just start eating it.
That'll be 1 gold piece.
And I don't even finish it. I just throw it on the ground. I grab another meat stick and I start eating it.
Sir, what is your badge number?
I throw it down on the ground. I grab a third meat stick and I start eating it.
Sir, you impugn my...
Look, I could probably get him to stop this if you just gave us a little more information.
Throw it on the ground, grab another meat stick, start eating it.
Oh, he's very hungry tonight. Looks like he might go through all of your dwarven meat.
I shall report this.
I'm going to hold up the meat stick that I got from the other vendor and look at it and look at the marbling on the ones. Yeah, your dwarven meat. I could probably get him to stop, but he does look very hungry.
Throw it on the ground, take another one, start eating it.
He grabs your hand finally and says, "Fine." That was the only person I sold this cloth to. Are you happy?
Well done. Yes, quite happy. I would be happier if I had a...
Go away.
Okay, certainly. Yes, all right.
I look at him. I say, "Thank you for your cooperation.
Go away."
I'd be happy to compensate you for the meat sticks, but I'm a little short. And I jump off the counter.
Have a wonderful evening.
He starts to try and clean up around him, but now you know that the only person to have that was the daughter of the shipping guild head.
Like to make our way back to the guild hall, I guess, where we originally parted ways, because we didn't actually make a rendezvous.
The cacophony of the crowd, and as you make your way back, heading down towards the docks, you see a flash of Kiwi speed running towards a light bobbing in the distance. You recognize the blurred image of Corporal Buster as Sergeant Invictus and Detective Tirza are following soon after.
Where are you guys going? Where are you doing?
And you hear almost like a Doppler effect, because, Tears is running almost, as Tanya aptly described it, like a baby giraffe learning how to walk behind Sergeant Invictus. And you just hear like this Doppler effect of, did you know that the longest foot chase by a police officer in this city was in the year of the potent armadillo?
I'm
It
gonna look
was
down
they chased E.C. Barrel Cooper. He was a famous robber. And she's just like running.
Running past.
Mhm.
Running past. You see all three of them in a blur go past you.
I'm gonna look down at Kags. And I guess take off running.
So you go in. Okay, you go in the same direction there are. So in the marching order, we have Corporal Buster in the lead. We have Sergeant Invictus pulling up into second place. We've got Detective Tirza in the, well, what previously was the rear, but now we have Corporals Alleman and Kags Jamesney pulling up the rear. I need everybody to give me an athletics check.
Why do you hate me so much? Okay.
That is a 16.
Okay.
14.
That's
Oh.
an 8.
20.
Dirty 20 or natural 20?
No, it was 18 plus 2.
Okay, dirty 20. Okay. So you all, as you are running towards this bobbing speck of light about 100 yards away, you see it crash and stumble a little bit and roll down a hillside towards the docks. You all gain about 50 yards on it as it struggles to get itself up. And as you get within 50 yards, it begins to take shape. And there is a tall, lithe humanoid form holding up the lamp. But it continues running again.
Oh.
Give me another athletics check, gang.
Uh, 17.
That time it was a natural 20.
Nice.
13.
15.
Okay.
Four.
Corporal Kags manages to take the lead, almost outpacing Corporal Buster as you run and sprint your way towards this humanoid form that is a little bit closer. You see it appears to be a tall half-elf who is running towards the docks.
All right. How far away am I?
Why are we running?
You're about 50 more yards away. You're getting closer. You're getting so much closer. And you somehow manage to leap across and over a bridge that gets you a little, where you drop below is about 50 yards closer to, that's why you're only about 50 yards away. You essentially headed it off at the pass.
So now it's running toward me?
Nope.
Oh.
You're getting closer, though. You just missed it. Everybody's getting a little bit closer. Keep going. Give me another athletics check. Because now you have to make it through the rest of the marketplace right before the docks where the fishermen are selling their wares.
23.
Oh, snap.
11.
18.
12.
You see
12.
that light hit the fish market, kind of, for those of you who are football fans, basically kind of impacting an entire defensive line. It just stops. Now it gets a little muddled in there and you begin to lose the speck of light, but you can see it just kind of hit a wall of fishmongers and stopped. As you get within 10 yards, you're 30 feet away. Which of you, Sergeant Invictus got a 23. You catch a glimpse of the outline of this half-elf male with long flowing brown hair and a strip of that horrific cloth
Oh,
dangling
boy.
from their belt.
How crowded is it?
It is crowded. The nighttime hall has come in. People are starting to combine it into a centralized pot for their version of Chiappino, or and just everybody is feasting on this centralized pot, and everybody else is attempting to sell their nightly catch.
I'm gonna try to tackle this half elf.
All right, give me a dexterity check.
Oh, my worst stat. Oh, I'm rolling this green die forever. 17.
You just barely miss the tackle
Ah!
on this half elf. You get an arm right on that strip of cloth and pull it away as he breaks the tackle, going towards the dock, bobbing and weaving between the different fishmongers. The rest of you
All right.
catch up to the fish market, and you see Sergeant Invictus miss the tackle.
Like that much.
So the when they tackled, was it still an invisible person that they tackled, or did we see their outline?
You see their outline. They're a tall half elf with flowy brown hair, but that's about all you got other than the very ordinary earth tone cloak.
Okay, can I see their shoes?
You know what? Give me a perception roll.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
What is this? 17.
17. You managed to get a glimpse of the immaculately made custom boots that are running through the crowd.
Do they have laces?
They have buckles. Shiny, shiny buckles.
I just want to reach out and grab the buckle with my mage hand.
You're not.
I can't because it's not. Yeah.
Nope. Not within not within range to get that buckle.
But I
you
know
can
what
see
shoes
them.
they have.
You can see them traipsing through the crowd, bobbing and weaving, just boom, 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 trying to get through, away from all of you, and trying to get to the docks.
I don't want to start throwing stuff. There's civilians everywhere.
Oh, I believe Detective Tirza has an idea.
Detective Tirza is very tired of running. She does not like running. She's very bad at running. So she's going to pull off her jacket and just say to Sergeant Invictus, "Eyes in the sky," and pop out the wings and fly up over the marketplace to try and see where he's going.
This is unusual, even for as cosmopolitan a city as Crescent Hills. They are not used to wings sprouting from people's backs and them taking off into the night. You see many gasps, and you see a priest of the unknown god drop his utility knife symbol and drop to his knees, going, "Oh, to whomever will listen, what is this blessed event?" And you take to the sky, seeing everything below you. From how far up do you fly?
I can fly. I can go, I think, pretty high, but I'm gonna skirt like about 15 feet above people's heads, and I got a minute on this.
From 15 feet, you can see the long-haired elf trying to bob and weave through the crowd. You see that he is headed towards the far end of the dock, where a ship is being loaded up as we speak.
Can I fly really close over his head?
So you fly over his head. Yeah, you're able to catch up. He's still in the middle of a very crowded fishmonger marketplace.
I'm gonna edge myself like very close, just in front of him, and then I'm gonna drop my wings.
So you're dropping right in front of him?
No, I'm dropping on top of him.
Ho ho ho! Okay.
You have to lead him a little.
Okay. Give me a dexterity roll on that.
My dog just snorted at me because he knows I'm gonna fail a dexterity roll. Dex. What is my dex? That's a very good question. Okay.
For a large Asimir, I'm gonna guess not great.
Don't. Natural 20.
What? Oh my God!
That's awesome.
That's good because he rolled real high. Oh, you tell me how you tackle him. You narrate this thing for us.
It's not so much a tackle as just a very sudden crashing down, as if the sky has fallen on him, and the sky has multiple utility belts full of tools, implements, glass bottles, and various other accoutrements. And she'll just land on him.
Thump. You hit the ground and he tumbles hard.
And she'll just kind of she'll sit on him, and she'll be like, "Oh, we told you to stop."
He just struggling and grunting and not giving much of anything. Struggling as the rest of you catch up. Are you freaking kidding me? Okay. I want to just
I mean,
show this to you.
it's even got to happen to me occasionally that I get
So,
a natural 20.
I'm going to show you this so you know I'm not just playing
Oh,
hard and loose with the
boy.
dice rolls here as the DM. This was his getaway roll.
God bless it.
Oh.
Wow.
He
I
manages
can't even
to
win with a
worm
natural
his way
20.
out. He manages to worm his way out and book it towards the ship,
Oh my
but
God.
he's close. You are all so close to him.
How
I
He's
mean,
close?
only 30 feet away.
I want to cast Mage Hand and grab his ankle.
Go for it. Give me a dexterity check.
Ooh. It's not gonna be great. Hold on. It's 12.
Just barely misses.
I yelled to Buster,
Duh.
and I put my arms like this and kneel down. Remember what we practiced?
Yep, Buster knows exactly what this is. Runs at you, right? This is it.
Yes.
Cool.
This is
Good.
it. And
Yeah.
and so as you do that, like I catch Buster, pivot, and sling Buster right at him.
I
Oh,
make
you-
myself so straight with my nose.
Okay. Roll.
Dart.
I you know what? Oh, part of me wants to ask the audience, what do we make them roll for this? Is this an attack roll? Is this a dexterity roll? What do we make them roll for the fastball special, gang?
Ranged attack.
Oh, is this a ranged attack roll?
Throwing a
definitely
kiwi
giving-
bird.
Buster
got-
is a
you-
projectile weapon.
Oh, attack roll. This is a ranged attack roll, but you know what? You get advantage on this because you're working together, and Buster's wings are typically flightless, but they're going to give you a little bit of directionality.
Oh, as strong as I am, Buster's flying.
Oh, roll at advantage. What'd you get?
Hold on. And what am I adding to this?
Whatever your ranged attack roll is.
Oh boy, that is a 23.
Oh, you all see Buster majestically fly through the air, arcing as if she is the most well-thrown dart you have ever seen. And Buster, you land square right in this elf's back. You tell me how you're landing.
I land. I land on his back. You said,
Mhm.
or
Just right
like-
as he's running away, you get him square between the shoulder blades.
So it is as before. My beak like goes like in his back. I'm like non-lethal, and I like headbutt him. So I like turn my head down and like I curl into a ball like a little cannonball, and then I like thud into his back.
Oh my God. Okay. You know what? Give me a D8. What's your strength there, Sergeant Invictus?
My
Yeah.
strength is a 20.
Okay. So give me a D8 plus 5 damage roll for bludgeoning damage.
That would be, you said +5?
Plus 5.
That would be 9 damage.
All right. So you all see this arcing, majestic Kiwi Aarakocra go through the air and headbutt this fleeing suspect right in the back. He manages Oh, holy crap. Okay. He manages to tumble gracefully away from the blow, but you can see it hurt. As he tumbles away gracefully, having cleared the crowd, he rolls, turns back, and draws 2 swords.
Oh, it's like that.
It's like that.
All right.
He clearly can't outrun you at this point, but he's ready. All of you are 30 feet away. All of you are facing him, and he is staring you down hard.
All right.
Hmm.
I pull out my daggers. What were you gonna do?
Very specifically, you notice that all of you now have 4 of you anyway. Sergeant Invictus, Corporal Buster, for the sheer size of you and the fact that you dropped on him, Detective Tirza, and Corporal Alamon, you all have torch-sized lights above your head. And all of you have a weird glow about you.
I got both hands up, and I'd like to, hey, where you running? I just kind of fell into this chase, but let's put our weapons down. There's people all around. We just want to ask you a few questions about the activities last night.
Roll initiative, everyone.
Oh.
Oh boy. That is an 8 initiative.
Are you freaking kidding me?
What?
1.
Yeah, me too.
7.
Wow.
Actually,
Wait.
I rolled a 1, and so 2.
Oh, that's right.
Sergeant
Yeah,
Corporal
great.
Buster, what'd you get?
I got a 12.
Cags.
3.
Well, y'all aren't gonna like this very much.
I'm changing my D20 now.
Y'all aren't gonna like this at
You're a
all.
bad luck charm.
What?
Oh no.
Oh, he goes first.
Yeah.
I am coming to
Really
your
bad
house
luck.
and taking away the D20.
This D20 was purchased by me at the Level Up Dice booth, as most of my dice were.
All of my dice this evening are brought to you by Level Up, and they've all
So are
failed.
mine, actually. So I'm looking I don't think I use any dice that aren't level up at this point. But until I get my Dr. B6 from Wormwood. Let's see here. So he starts charging. He charges first, Corporal Buster. What is
Oh,
your
no.
AC?
Oh,
You
boy.
just bowling balled him
Hey.
square in the shoulder blades.
Hey, look, I just did what I had to. Wait, what am I doing? My AC, my armor class is 14.
18, okay. Oh boy, this is not good. This is really not good. So he got a 25 to hit you with his short sword.
Hit.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
he comes down in a sweeping attack. It is majestic. You all see this come down hard. And he hits you for a grand total of... Oh, he hits you for 7 slashing damage.
Oh.
And he uses his follow-up attack to come down on you again. Oh. This is unfortunate. You hit him hard. You hit him so hard that he tweaks his shoulder on the first attack and manages to drop his second sword, gripping his shoulder in pain. Critical fail.
Oh.
He's
Oh.
down to 1. You see him drop 1 sword as he just grunts in pain.
Oh boy.
So next up is Corporal Buster.
Oh, as I received damage, it shocked me, and usually I try to be very mindful about everyone else, but it scared me into accidentally doing a witch bolt.
Oh my.
So, yeah.
So tell me what happens here.
Do I have to do I have to hit you with it, or does it just do it? Like I have to roll
I never play magic users. I'm the wrong person to ask.
I do 20.
But you naturally do a witch bolt. What's that?
Yeah.
It's an attack roll.
Yeah, it's attack roll. So does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit. Even with the pain that's going on, he manages to dodge out of the way of the witch bolt.
Okay,
Pops his shoulder back into place and switches hands for the other sword.
So my failed witch bolt, when I launch it, it sort of comes out of my beak, like I'm like squawked it, and it goes completely like zooming by.
Now, thankfully, it manages to not hit any civilians and just fires itself into the harbor.
Okay.
So, anything else you're planning on doing on your turn?
Oh yeah, I still have movement. I was like, that's it, I'm done. No, so I'm gonna use my movement to kick his other sword away from him.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. I like that. That's cinematic. Why don't you roll an athletics check just to see if you can pull that one off? Roll well.
It's a 3.
I definitely got more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I got an 18 to keep that thing. So he manages to hold on to the sword but you distract him enough that he doesn't get a follow-up attack on you. But next up, we have Sergeant Invictus.
I am going to try to stab him because I have 2 attacks because I have daggers and I am a rogue.
Okay.
So I'm going in with my daggers. One is a nat 20 before my +9.
Oh, snap.
And the other's a 17 for my attack
Okay,
rolls.
you know what? So I actually want to give you, I didn't ask you all about this beforehand, but I want to give you the option to use this. I love Gemhammer & Sons products, and I happen to have 2 decks. One of the Deck of Blunders and the Deck of Sunders. Both of them have effects in combat if you roll a critical, fail, or success. I'll give you the option of either damage on that nat 20 or picking from the Deck of Sunders.
Let's have fun. Let's pick from the Deck of Sunders.
From the Deck of Sunders, it is. All right, you tell me where I'm going to stop.
Now.
And your vicious attack is unmatchable. Double all the double damage.
Yes. All right. So on that, so do both hit or just my nat 20?
Just that. Well, what was the second one?
The other one was a 17.
No, the 17. With the first hit, you tell me where you get him because it is about as good as it gets.
Because I'm facing him, I drive my dagger home right into his clavicle. I'm hoping to like knock him out and break his ribs.
Okay. Ooh, you come down hard on this. You come down hard. And unfortunately, you hit so hard that the second attack misses.
Okay. So we're doubling this damage though.
You are doubling this damage.
So that is 20 damage total.
Wow! 20 damage. He staggers under the weight of that, and his already previously dislocated shoulder, he is not picking that second sword back up.
Do we hear a satisfying crack after I hit him?
Oh, you definitely do. And it is loud.
Good.
It is very loud. You got anything else you're doing on your turn?
Well, I get 2 attacks because the daggers. Is it possible to to either hold him down or tie him up, or would that count as like an unarmed strike?
To hold him down at this point, he is still wily and squirrely and fighting back as hard as he
Okay.
can. His one arm's fairly useless at this point, but he is fighting back as hard as he can.
Okay, I'm gonna stay in range, but I'm not gonna do anything else.
Okay, we're on to Corporal Cags Jamesney. Your third. What are you doing?
Wow, I'm next with a 3.
You're next with a
Yeah.
3.
I was before that. I had 1 behind Tanya. I think it was 11.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought I heard you got a 1 on that. My
No,
apologies.
that was
I thought I had 2 1s. Okay, yes, going up with Corporal Almon.
So right now, Buster and they're right in front of him. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, they're both engaged with him, and they are crushing him. I mean, he just got his clavicle and his shoulder decimated. That
He's
second sword is doing him no good.
Looking a little rough, maybe.
Oh yeah, well, he's definitely hurt.
I'm gonna scooch close because we're about 30 feet away. I'm gonna scooch about 15 feet, and between him and the ship, is there anything? Or is
No,
it kind
it's
of...
this is on the very edge of the fishmonger market, and if you can't stop him here, he's got a clear path towards that ship, and it's looking like it's loaded up, ready to go, and it could set sail at any minute.
I'd like to try and cast sleep. So I'm targeting it beyond him, so it's not gonna actually hit my compatriots here, but
Okay.
get him to just like pass out.
Okay, you go ahead and cast it.
Hold, please. I gotta do math. Uh, 30 hit points.
Unfortunately, elven blood can't be magically put to sleep.
Oh, I knew that. Okay, well, that's it.
It was a valiant effort, and if this was any other person, it would have put him to sleep. It was such a momentous casting that you see a random fishmonger 20 feet away further just kind of pass out and start snoring on the spot. However, it does not affect him. He just kind of shrugs and he's done. He continues fighting. Next up, Corporal Cags Jamesney.
Yeah. Am I under the impression, looking at Buster, that Buster's in trouble or rough shape?
You saw Buster take a good slash across her wing, but no, she seems to be fighting strong.
Okay. Then I charge toward him with my maul.
All right, you're gonna maul him. All right, you charge towards him. Make an attack roll. You catch up.
All right. Ooh. Oh, no. I thought that was an 18, but it's a 10. So 14.
14. Even as wounded and as pained as he is, just boom, he gets out of the way. He is perceptive. He is wily, and he has got his eye on the prize. He wants to get to that ship. You manage to miss him. Anything else on your turn?
I have something called Action Surge. I can take an additional action on my turn, but it can only be used one time per short rest.
Do it.
So I'm going to attack him again. I'm going to swing again.
Okay, swing for the cheap seats. Come on.
That one's better. That is 19.
He tries to dodge out of the way of this one, but you catch him square in the chest with this one.
Nice.
Roll for damage. It is a dull, almost wet thud.
9.
9 more damage. Oh, that manages him to knock him about 5-6 feet to back towards the fishmongers. and back towards the waiting, angry Azamir that is Detective Tirza, whose turn it is.
How far away is that ship? Like, how far are we from it?
You are about 150 yards out from that ship.
That's a bit far.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're just gonna go with the original plan, I believe, which was Tirza looks pretty annoyed because she thought she looked really cool dropping on him from above, and the fact that he wiggled out from under her and took away her one cool thing she's done in the field in like her entire cop service makes her a little mad. So she points at him, and just this black stream of energy comes out of her hand. And I'm going to roll to see if I hit him before I tell you what it does.
We've got an angry Azamir.
6 plus 5 is 19.
19 manages to hit him.
Okay. So she is going to send this black beam of energy towards him, and he will feel very strange. And he can only deal half damage with weapon attacks that use strength until the spell ends, which is concentration up to 1 minute.
Oh, wow.
Of course, I also made the mistake of the fact that at the end of his next turn, which is next, he can make a con saving throw against the spell.
Okay.
But I will then take my, and I have a very angry face when I do that, and then I will take my bonus action and look over at Buster and just say, "Hey, Buster!
Yeah.
Catch! Mwah!" And she like blows Buster a kiss. And it is going to be, when I can find my dice, healing word. That's a 3. That's 5. 8.
Oh my gosh.
You healed all 8 damage back, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you notice that your wing, the slash across it, just starts to almost suture itself, and there's almost a pleasant mentholated feel to this.
Buster lets out like a trilling chirping sound, and you would know it as like her like happy excited sound.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah.
Buster's the only one who gets healing word as a blown kiss, though. Nobody else does.
We are back to the top of the round, and this criminal who wants to get away is so let's see. At this point, he is now trapped between 4 of you on one side, and Detective Tirza on the other. He's pinched. He attempts to. He looks once again at Corporal Buster and charges towards her with one weapon at the ready, trying to hold his other arm because his shoulder's destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. And he attempts to slash hard. Oh my God, seriously? I'm sorry, Sergeant Buster.
No.
I am so sorry, Sergeant Buster.
Can I intervene?
Oh, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to basically get in the way of this attack and either take the blow or tackle him, because I was the one that did the most damage.
Okay.
If I can do it.
Roll a dexterity. I love where you're going with this. Roll dex.
That is, I keep having to tab out for my sheet. That is an 11.
These are my favorite dice ever, and they're the ones you hate the most. I got another nat 20.
Oh my God.
I swear up and down.
I believe you.
Well, I'm taking the hit now, though. I'm in the way.
I'm rooting for you all here. I got another nat 20.
Are you sure?
I did.
Are you sure?
Oh my God. Oh my god, this is my favorite set for a reason. But he manages to dodge past you and almost leap over you in an acrobatic Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, wire fu kind of Hong Kong cinema way.
Okay.
And he comes down on Corporal Buster with a big hit. With a very big hit.
How big?
Oh, let's see what I draw from the deck of Sunders. Oh boy. It's such a big hit that he intimidates you, and he looks like he becomes harder to hit. But in the meantime, you take 11 more slashing damage right
she
across that
doesn't.
wing.
No, remember half damage
takes-
from what
she
our
takes-
Asmar friend did.
It's not a strength-based attack, it's finesse.
Are you kidding me?
Short swords. Elves. Elves. It's that friggin' finesse dexterity stuff. But next we're coming back to poor Corporal Buster. But you can see he is trying to get past you all as he tries to desperately run past after hitting Corporal Buster. 4 of you get an attack of opportunity. He's desperate.
Okay. Because I've been the one that's taken the most damage, and I'm now afraid of him, or is he just harder for me to hit?
Oh, no. He's trying to get past you all, so you're getting an attack of opportunity unopposed.
Dope. Okay, I'm gonna take that. And I'm gonna try to, with my little dagger, I'm gonna try to get his ankle.
Okay. Oh, snap.
Doing well.
Cut his Achilles tendon. It's gonna make it really hard to run.
The rest of you go ahead and the rest of you, Kags, Almon, go ahead and roll and DM me your results.
Yeah, I don't get
You
one though.
at
Right?
advantage.
Oh, at advantage?
Well, didn't you roll? Oh no, wait, sorry, wrong game. Ha. Wrong game system. What'd you get?
21.
Oh, you get him. You get him right in the Achilles tendon.
Oh.
You get him right there. Roll for that just sweet damage.
So she slashes for 5 damage.
Oh my, he's not happy. He stumbles a little bit. Not enough to get through those boots, but that's still a good hit.
I want to use the rest of my action.
Well, this
this
was the reaction.
Excellent.
Attack of opportunity. You're next, though.
Excellent. I am going to. So kind of. Buster's not great in a fight. She's not she's more of spy stuff versus fisticuffs, right? So knowing that he is going to try to go to the boat, Buster instead, I'm going to use all of my my action and all of my things to run as fast as I can to the boat.
So we'll do that as soon as the other 3 take their attack of opportunity, and you are going to try and catch up with him.
Great.
All right, next. Oh, Sergeant Invictus, you had a big swing, a really big swing at 26. That hits him so hard as he gets stabbed in the Achilles tendon, with Buster's daggers. Roll for damage.
All right.
In fact, all 3 of you hit. Did anybody get a natural 20?
No.
Okay. Those are some big swings, gang.
Now, I'm still about 15 feet away, so I actually don't know that, because I stopped and cast the spell, so I don't know that I...
Oh, okay, so you didn't get an attack of opportunity. The other 2 did, though. This is still, but both of you hit. How much damage? What's that?
It was another 10 damage.
Another 10 damage. Oh, he is not happy.
Good.
How do you hit him?
The dagger that does hit him, I basically try to reverse pivot and get the other arm. And I'm just going to dislocate that other shoulder.
Oh,
There's
you
like
are trying to he is
6.5 feet of
not
angry
happy.
orc.
He retains his sword, but he's not happy. He takes another one. He is bloody and beaten, gang. All right, and we've got one more from Corporal Kags. How much damage do you do?
11.
11 more damage. Wow. How do you hit him?
How do I hit him?
Yeah, with your attack.
Okay, so I take my. Where is he in relation to me? Is he running?
He's
past
running
me?
past you.
I get him square in the chest. As he's running past me, I swing my maul square in the chest before he gets past me.
There is a wet, dull thud as you do it, and he manages to grunt and strain and get past you a little bit more. He gets 30 feet past all of you, but meanwhile, Buster's coming up from behind. And you just run and use the entirety of your movement.
Yep, I'm trying
You
to go as
catch up
fast as
with
I
him.
can.
You catch up with him without even needing to dash because he only made it 30 feet past you.
Oh my gosh. Are we on like a dock situation now, or is there water on either side, or is it just
You're going
Sidewalk.
towards the dock. It's a fairly narrow thing, but all of you are starting to now pay attention to the ruckus of the fish market that is starting to disperse and scream because they're now seeing a very violent fight and one elf holding his own against 5 cops. There's water on the right. There is a steep bank on the left, and there is a straight shot towards that boat that he is desperately trying to get to.
Yeah, I don't want to do any more damage to him. I'm just running to the boat.
Okay.
I mean, if I could
You
do
get in
stuff-
front of him.
Excellent.
You actually get 30 feet in front of him, and he continues to run. But next up, we have Corporal Ailmon, excuse me.
I believe Sergeant was before me.
Oh, yep, my apologies. That's correct. Sergeant Invictus.
All right. I'm just gonna try to shove him in the water. So I figure if we can get him in the water, we can fish him out later. Just anything
Okay.
to keep him from that boat.
Okay, so you try and get up to 30. You actually catch up to him,
Yes.
and tell me how you're doing this. You're just gonna
Um,
hip check him or shoulder check him into the water?
Because Invictus is like 6.5 feet tall.
Such a
and he's like-
linebacker.
Right. He's angry, he's tired, he's hurt. And also Buster was hurt, and that is not okay. So he just like in his like rugby days from hanging out with the other orcs, and he just runs right into that soft spot that Kags has thankfully softened up for him.
Oh, you give me an athletics check on that.
Dice, please
And
don't fail me.
He is so. Oh, you give me that athletics check.
Oh dear. I don't know whether I should be relieved or not because it's you. On my athletics, I scrolled too far. That is a 17.
That certainly beats a natural 1.
Oh my god. Oh wow. I believe
That
you.
beats the natural 1 as he is completely unaware that you're coming up behind. He is trying to get past Corporal Buster, but doesn't see a thing as you tell me how you do this.
Okay, so he's facing away from me then.
He is facing away from you, trying to frantically get to that boat.
Okay. So even though I'm an orc, well, I have orc, I can be quiet when I need to. And I'm just beeline and I'm just like shoulder out, getting him right in the back, and he just goes flying off the pier.
Oh,
Into the
he
water.
does. Does he ever? You spin him around as he stumbles as he falls into the water. And he's flailing. He's trying to flail, but he's only got one good arm and one hurt leg as he's trying to keep himself afloat in the water. And as you knock him down, you see a wrapped object fall with a small thud onto the dock.
Buster, grab that, and I'm gonna jump in and try to. I don't want him to drown. I don't want him to die, at least for now, because we have to question him.
I can fix that. I mean, if he dies, I can fix that.
So you
not in public. We don't want the people
All
talking.
right, sorry, nothing to see here. I can't fix that. Absolutely no necromancy whatsoever is going on in your local police
I don't
department.
want to know what's going on in the forensics lab. But you manage to just bounce him into the water. He's flailing. You dive in, rescue him, and he struggles for just a minute, but realizes he's caught. It just kind of goes into your arms. Corporal Buster, as you pick up that object, do you unwrap it?
Yes.
As you unroll it, you see gently packed amongst more paper a gilded lilac.
Wraps it back, puts it in pocket, and then sternly faces the rest of the group.
Do you tell them what you got? Because they saw you pick it up and unwrap it.
I'm trying to think of like a cool like action hero cop pun, but it's not happening. So
It looks like you really gilded that lilac.
Looks like it might be
that doesn't
flower
work.
season.
Looks like we cut that.
Looks like we
Flower.
picked that flower.
Yeah,
I
we picked it
guess.
up off the ground.
Right.
That's what's happening.
The rest of you are watching Corporal Buster struggle and think of something cool to say when she finally does. And you see Sergeant Invictus struggling to bring the perpetrator up onto the dock. You set him down. What do you do at this point? He's not fighting anymore.
I realize that like I've got nothing to really tie him up with. Someone give me a belt.
I've got some rope.
I've got rope.
All right, tie him up.
Buster hands you a belt.
Okay, so you manage to tie him and wait for the rest of your backup to finally arrive, which they do about a minute later. It takes them a bit to get through the panicking throngs of fishmongers and the slippery fish that have subsequently fallen throughout the panic. I don't know if any of you have ever tried to hold on to a batch of fish. It's an interesting and slimy ordeal. But they come meet you. They see you battered and bruised. The company cleric comes to administer some healing spells to you all, and you begin to file the reports and take him away to the precinct. You get healed as well.
No, I'm saying I'm a cleric. Who's the company cleric?
You have weird hobbies that they don't necessarily trust.
How dare you?
Wow, the
They don't
affrontation.
trust forensics with healing.
How dare you? Well, sometimes you have to give them a boost before you figure out what's wrong.
Oh my god! But they start. Captain Bolt strides up to you again as absolutely immaculately dressed as he always is. In this case, he's wearing an overcoat and is accompanied by a tall orc gentleman who is equally well dressed. You all recognize that as his husband Thurkle. They've come from the opera. You know they are season ticket holders.
Of course.
Sergeant Invictus,
Captain,
what have we?
we've got a perpetrator, and I believe we have gotten back the Gilded Lily. Invictus is like soaking wet and hurt and angry.
I think this would be where one of my clerks would probably make a fish joke, but I don't get them, so I won't.
I'd rather no one made a fish joke.
Something smells fishy here.
You
Anyway,
are on parking duty.
Captain Bolt, you'll be happy to know I know the name of the suspect.
What?
Oh, good. To whom shall we refer?
Well, his name was April. April Showers. He brought May flowers.
Can I kick Keg?
How dare you?
Can I just like do like a sideways kick right off the pier?
Kags just bows. To no one in
You
particular.
You tell us, Kags, do you get kicked?
Goes this way again and bows. What's that?
Do you get
Kegs is
kicked?
bowing.
Do I get kicked?
You get kicked?
Who kicked me? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Sergeant Invictus. Just
Kicked
a
you off the
slight,
pier.
just boom.
Yeah, no, I take the kick. I probably deserved it.
And then it's just a splash. You see this fedora floating in the water.
Well, then we shall book this perpetrator,
Mhm.
keep him overnight, and who has the gilded lilac?
I do, sir, and I display it like excitedly. to him.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Picks up the gilded lilac, gingerly wraps it, puts it in an evidence bag, clearly marked evidence he has on him at all times, because of course you must follow procedure, and says, "See you all
put
in the
gloves
morning,
on
shall
first.
Oh, he was
Did you
wearing
have-
his cotton gloves. He was at the opera. He was appropriately dressed.
Yes, but those transfer fibers, and there were also fibers from the opera house seats.
That's a good reminder, Detective Tirza, as he takes out another individually bagged microfiber cloth, guaranteed to not transfer fibers, and gently brushes the fibers off of the gilded lilac.
I'm just saying we don't want this to go down like that robbery in the year of the Sanguine Lemur. That was a disaster.
Ah, yes, the infamous churro robbery of the year of the Sanguine Lemur. My understanding is that the fryer oil from that was in fact the getaway vehicle.
It was quite slippery.
Light it away.
Anyway, I must be off. We must be off back to the opera. You all did a wonderful job. I'll see you all at your desks in the morning, yes?
Yes, sir.
I don't have a desk. You won't let me.
You don't get a day off for this?
I know, or like.
For doing your jobs.
That's true.
Really well.
Very well. Thank you. And I'm sure the guild heads will have something to say about this.
Oh, speaking of, sir, we have a rather delicate. Kags and I uncovered, potentially delicate.
You undercovered.
problem.
That's a verb now, is it?
Yes.
I was unaware of this change in language.
Tirza pulls out her dictionary, starts reading.
We uncovered, I misspoke, we uncovered a potentially delicate situation involving the daughter of the shipping guild that may or may not have been involved with this.
That sounds like a wonderful lead to follow. I suggest you do so.
Okay. Yes, never mind.
Have fun at the opera. What opera are you watching? Or did you watch?
Yes, what opera did you watch? Was it good?
Something about pirates and penance. I wasn't entirely sure.
That's strange. They usually only perform that on a leap year.
Anyway, he hands you all packets to fill out your reports and strides back off towards the opera. And that's where we're going to end it, gang.
Oh my God.
Well done. Well done.
Wow.
We did it.
You all did a fantastic job. Oh my God. Thank you, Everett. So one more thing. So as we, first of all, in the chat, please give it up for all of these folks, all these fantastic players who donated their time. And we hit the tier for the first 2 giveaways. If you still want to be entered into the giveaway for Level Up Dice, please enter a exclamation mark, take this right now. When are we going to be closing that out? I'm asking our producer, our fantastic producer, Diana D'Amico, in 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds to go. If you haven't entered, exclamation point, take this, and we are going to start drawing for the dice giveaways. We also are going to have the Tiltify links for this campaign and the Shield of Faith that is a new partnership with Beetle and Grimm. But thank you all so much. What have we gotten to already tonight in terms of how much we've raised? $1,310. Oh my God, that is all of your generosity helping us. Oh, that's so amazing. That's wonderful. Thank you all so much for supporting Take This's mental health mission. And okay, it looks like you can no longer enter the raffle. We are just, they all want to know about the dwarven meat. They all want to, okay, so first of all, the dwarven meat, it is not dwarf, all right? It is not dwarf, okay?
It's like hot dogs. They're not really dogs.
In this homebrew world, this would be the equivalent of Wagyu. It's immaculately raised beef. And unfortunately, there's counterfeit Wagyu in this case. It's not actual dwarf. We're not turning this into Sweeney Todd.
Aw.
Are you sure? Because, I mean, I can do that.
Well, so can I. Actually, love that. It's one of my favorite musicals. It was the first time I ever saw that musical. I went, oh my God, it's written for a baritone.
It is.
That's amazing.
It is.
No, there was the Sweeney Todd segment. We did have priest. Just a little priest.
Just a little bit.
All right, but shall we do the stealth set winners? Let's do that. Let's do that right now. Librarian Liz!
Hey!
Hey, that's amazing! Librarian Liz! And I know that Librarian Liz is going to appreciate that.
No way. Wormwood won. Who's going to take it?
Are you kidding me?
What? Wormwood won.
Wormwood won?
How does that going to work, Chris?
Not Luthra?
Okay.
I did not rig this.
Oh my God.
I
Redo.
don't believe you.
Yeah, I think it's safe to do a redo for that one.
Okay. So let's do a redo on the Wormwood one. Let's see. Who else is going to win? Okay, so Library Liz and Luthra won the stealth sets. Who gets the next mysteries? Who gets the mystery set? Come on, mystery set.
Like your dice.
Yeah.
Moderner Zero has won the mystery set.
Yay.
Yay.
So if everybody would please DM, or actually let's see, have them all, we're gonna have you all email and we'll drop the email into the chat. Should we drop that into the chat?
Yes or no?
Yeah, no, just getting from our producer. Yep, there we go. So if you would contact Diana at levelupdice.net, you will have a set coming your way. Congratulations to the winners. Please, everybody, all of our cast, where can everybody find you on the socials? Because please make sure to follow all of these folks.
What order are we going?
Let's go with Buster. Buster, you can start first since you're up on the upper left of my screen.
Sure. Yeah. You can follow me on Twitter at Serena X Marie, or if you like adorable illustrations, you can follow me on Instagram at Serena is a bee.
Oh, that's fantastic. Corporal Cags Jamesney, where can folks find you?
On Twitter at Chris G Gates.
Fantastic. And occasionally on Worm Life, yeah?
Every once in a while, yeah.
Every once in a while.
I heard he's the Chris Gates from
He's
Wormwood.
the Chris Gates from Worm Life.
I dressed
Tirza,
up for this because it is the Chris Gates from Worm Life.
Thank you, Kelly.
Detective
I wore my
Tirza.
fanciest pajama pants on this stream.
Where can we
I
find
lied.
you,
They're only
Detective
my
Tirza?
second. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Opera Geek, and that they have my links to everything else that I do. If you're actually interested in hearing me make the loud face noises that I occasionally get paid to make, please go have a listen on my YouTubes and all of that stuff. And if you enjoyed all the years that I was coming up with during the game, that was a nod to Terry Pratchett on the glorious 25th of May, who all his years are named after random animals and adjectives.
Oh, love that. Love that. All right, Corporal Alamon, where can we find you?
I'm Stash Mandu on all the major social medias, and you can also, if you don't want to just look at pictures of my mustache, Bard and Barbarian here on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter.
Thank you. Last but definitely not least, Sergeant Invictus.
I'm Tanya. I'm Cypher of Tier everywhere online. You can find me here on Twitch. As I've been playing either an AC of some variety, either Animal Crossing or Assassin's Creed, take your pick. Actually, in a couple months, you can come back to Wandering DM, where I'm GMing a campaign of Dragon Age with Kelly as our dwarven lass with fine crafts from Orzammar.
Yeah, tell him the bit though. I've never played the games, so I have no idea what's going on.
I was getting there, Kelly.
Okay, sorry.
So yes, the funny part is Kelly's never played Dragon Age, and you have a bunch of nerds who have. And then Rivals of Waterdeep comes back June 21st. But before that, Latia is going to take us through a musical adventure on June 7th as a one-shot. Yes, it is a musical adventure. I am not going to sing and save everyone's ears. 10 a.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/DND. And the one-shot that I ran with the Hellish Goose is available on D&D's YouTube and Twitch channel.
That is amazing. And please, I'm the Dr. B, TheeDoctorB on all of the social medias, but please make sure to follow at TakeThisOrg and make sure to pay attention and follow all of the wonderful streaming things that we're going to be doing, including tomorrow on Twitch. We are going to be awarding our Dr. Mark Award for mental health representation in games. Our 3 nominees are strong contenders: Sea of Solitude, Celeste, and Gris. We found out it's not Gree, it's Gris. Those are our 3 nominees this year, and we're going to announce the award winner tomorrow. Please go to Beetle and Grim to purchase a Shield of Faith, and of course also support Level Up Dice, our wonderful sponsor here. And we'll see you all at the next stream. Thanks everybody in the chat.
Thank you, Dr. B.
Bye. Thank you.